Imagine you're directing a play. The curtains open, the lights come up, and your actors walk out. But then they just stand completely still and politely agree with each other for 5 minutes. Your audience would probably fall asleep. The New South Wales Selective High School Placement Test checks how well you can adapt to different writing formats. One day you might be asked to write a creative story, the next a persuasive newspaper report, and occasionally the instructions will ask you to write a dramatic script. Most students are comfortable writing a standard story. In a narrative, you act as a powerful narrator. You can hop inside a character's head, explain exactly how they are feeling, and describe the background of the entire world directly to the reader. But a script works differently, and this diagram shows how you need to shift your approach. On the left side, we have our standard narrator explaining things, but on the right, you see the script approach. A script is a blueprint for performance. There is no narrator to explain the background. Your audience will only understand what they see your actors do and hear your actors say. To score well on a script task, you have to leave the narrator behind. You are providing direct instructions that real human beings can act out on a stage. To show the marker that you understand this format immediately, your writing needs to physically look like a script on the page. This diagram shows the 5 core pieces you need to assemble. First, a clear title. Second, a brief list of characters. Third, a scene heading that establishes your location. Fourth, dialogue, with the speaker's name clearly identified on the left. And fifth, stage directions. Let's focus closely on that final piece. Notice how the stage direction sits inside brackets. This is how you separate the physical instructions for the actor from the words they are supposed to speak out loud. There is a strict rule for stage directions. They must describe visible, performable action. You cannot write a stage direction that says a character is remembering a sad day from their childhood. An actor cannot act out an invisible memory. Instead, you would write that they stare silently at the floor. Proper formatting is essential because it shows you know the rules of the road. But placing names next to colons is only the first step. You still need to create a dramatic situation that keeps the audience interested. The most frequent mistake students make in a script task is writing a highly formatted conversation where absolutely nothing happens. Imagine 2 characters finding a mysterious box. One says, "Look at this." The other says, "Wow." The first asks, "Should we open it?" And the other replies, "Okay." They open the box and the scene ends. There is no tension because they agree too easily. A strong scene needs 2 things to keep it moving: fuel and friction. This fuel is a specific goal. A character desperately wants something. The friction is the obstacle standing in their way, often in the form of another character who wants the exact opposite. Take a look at this script snippet. We have Tom, who drags a locked wooden box out from under a school stage, convinced it is just a missing theater prop. And we have Sam, who points out a giant red warning label and wants to leave it alone. Notice how the dialogue is doing 2 jobs at once. It reveals Tom's impulsive personality and Sam's caution, without ever directly telling us those traits. At the same time, their disagreement forces the situation forward. Then Tom reaches for the lock. That single, simple stage direction turns up the heat. The characters are no longer just chatting. An irreversible action is about to happen. High-scoring scripts combine character goals, conflicting dialogue, and physical action to build pressure, ultimately forcing the characters into a difficult decision. You only have 30 minutes to complete the selective writing test. To build a strong scene in that tight window, you need a reliable process. This timeline breaks down your 30 minutes into 3 phases. Phase 1 is decode and plan. Keep your cast small, 2 or 3 characters max, and plan using the SCENE acronym. S is for situation, C is for characters with goals, E is for escalate the problem, N is for a new development or turning point, and the final E is for ending. Phase 2 is compose. Because you planned your ending in Phase 1, you are never just making up random events to fill time. You are deliberately writing your dialogue and stage directions to drive toward that specific final decision. Finally, Phase 3 is check. You must reserve your last few minutes to fix formatting slips, correct your spelling, and make sure your punctuation is accurate. A great script makes every word of the conversation count. Each line of dialogue should either reveal who a character is or push the scene towards its end. Practice more NSW selective writing formats at PathtoSelective.com.